Just like my previous DCP plus sustainability video, I feel this strong need to make these kind of videos, but it's such a challenge to do it properly. There have been already multiple videos about the phenomenon of haul videos, but in this video I wanted to look at my own purchasing behaviors and kind of a different perspective on the Disney hauls. I do admit I feel a little fake woke because I love Disney merchandise and I still occasionally buy new merchandise, not only from Disney. But something that also encouraged me was watching Levi Hildebrand's video about becoming zero waste through minimalism, and it goes through steps. And the first step is reflecting on your own behavior. So while my previous video was really about environmental side with minimalism in the back of my mind, this video is going to be the other way around. So basically really looking from a minimalism perspective with the environmental impact in the back of my mind. So when I was little, I was really influenced by advertisements, marketing and other impulses. So especially when I got hold of my own money and I also became a fan of Disney, it was a very dangerous combination for my wallet. So because I'm starting to go to Disneyland Paris more often, I would also spend my time watching Disney hauls. And when I started my YouTube channel in 2014, I thought making Disney hauls was also kind of a way to go and become popular. So today I'm going to look at two periods of my life where I accumulated a lot of Disney merchandise in a very short period of time. So the first time was kind of discovering online shopping in China on Taobao, and the second time was my Disney college program. And I want to see if the purchases were either useful or if it's currently just gathering dust by now, or that I actually regret it. Welcome to my reaction video. So I'll be watching a haul video that I made years ago, which is currently private. Taobao is basically a Chinese marketplace like Amazon, so you can get anything you want from there. So in this video I only showed the Disney items I got. I got way more stuff, and probably that stuff is also by now half decluttered, half discarded, half actually used. That makes 3 halves. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, the categories that I'll be using are good purchase but goes unused, it needs adjustments, it's a regret purchase, or not really a category but basically that I've already discarded this. What else is cringier than watching your own videos back? So this shirt is already discarded because the print actually came off every time you washed it. So this jacket is also already discarded because the collar was off.
I've kept it for a very long time, but at some point I realized I wasn't gonna wear it anyways. So this is a very fun t-shirt that I actually wore in Disneyland Paris. So I'd say it goes unused for now.
I really still want to meet Sully in this shirt, so maybe I have to make that the goal for the next time Disneyland Paris.
So it's an unused shirt. I actually cut off the bottom, so I adjusted it already, and now I'm actually way more avoiding wearing it. I think it needs further adjustments, and I need to cut off the actual fabric.
I will sell or donate at some point because I don't want them anymore.
So this sweater is also discarded already because the print of it was not really nice.
What else did I expect? Getting like $10 sweaters and shirts would be like a good idea.
Because it's already discarded, I'm going to put it there, but I would say it was also a regret purchase, but I didn't know the quality would turn out so badly.
I love this sweater. I actually wore it yesterday with a party, so this was definitely a good purchase.
This shirt got lost in the laundry or somewhere because I can't find it anymore. It's possible that I donated it, but it would be rare because it was a very comfortable shirt.
I'm just gonna put it on discard because I don't know where it is.
So this shirt is kind of discarded. It's in my mannequin doll as stuffing. So this is a very pretty piece, very nice and very cute. But I haven't worn it in a while and I'm not really planning on wearing it again. So it kind of goes unused. I love this shirt. So I think it was a Uniqlo shirt that was just sold on Taobao. But the unfortunate thing is, you know these small holes that you get in your shirts when you wear them a lot? I had it with this t-shirt. I couldn't really fix it, but I really worn this shirt out. So this is a shirt that I wear as a pajama shirt.
I would still like to meet Duffy in this shirt. That's the goal of a lot of things that I've gotten in this haul, like just to meet Disney characters.
I am going to put it as a good purchase. So with the shirt you could choose to also get the bag version, and I did. And I'm starting to use more of these reusable bags, so I think this is still a good purchase that goes unused, but there's potential of actually using it.
So this was kind of the bag before I wore my actual Vans Toy Story bag. So this one is kind of sentimental.
But I've also worn this one pretty much through. I'm not sure what the status of the bag currently. So because I have an actual quality bag with this print, I'm going to say it's unused. So this one is also discarded. And with discarded, I mean I donated a lot of the Disney items. So I think this bag comes from Tokyo Disney. It's been years since I've used it, so it's an unused purchase, but I definitely want to keep it. Anyways, I got this MU hat, and it was apparently a child's size, so that was definitely a regret purchase, but I've donated it, so it became discarded. And later in this video, you also see that I got the American Disney Parks version, because gotta be basic. So this beanie is very nice, and the quality is amazing. This is definitely an unused purchase. So I'm obsessed with the coronation items, as I've previously mentioned, and this is like a cosplay item, which is Elsa's crown. I love it, but it goes unused. Will I ever do an Elsa cosplay or Disney bound? I don't know. So I actually got a pair of mini ears. I really like how ears make everyone look pretty. I've lent to people before, but currently it goes unused and I might sell it at some point. So of course I had to get the grape soda pin because it's basically iconic. I've worn it once during the half marathon, but currently it goes unused. It needs adjustment because this one slides around and I don't like it, and that's probably the reason why I don't put it on anywhere. So I'm gonna put it on need adjustment. So this Wally pillow is very cute. It's a nice decoration piece. It's a good purchase. So this is a pillowcase of Frozen. I still love Frozen, but I still haven't found like pillows in the size of these. I think the two pillowcases that I got are both very pretty, but
I need a pillow for them. So currently they are going unused because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to get pillows for them. So this is literally just a box of screenshots, concept art, just printed on sheets of paper, cardboard kind of. I actually recently donated them because I also have a Frozen version of these, but I took out the ones that I really liked. And they were the reason why I bought the entire case, which is kind of overkill.
So both of these cases, the Monsters University one and the Frozen one, are already discarded. Okay, so here we have the passport case, and
look at that, I still have it.
This is probably one of the best purchases from this entire haul because it's just very practical. So this was definitely a good purchase. Also a very good purchase.
I like to humble brag about my sharpened pencils
because Chinese pencil sharpeners are very nice. So this is a glass case that I've actually not used for a very long while. For years it was just in my closet. But recently I decided to use it. So while this was unused, it's a very good purchase now. So this is an iPad case and I still have the iPad, but I've never actually used this one. I still have it, so I'm going to put it as a regret purchase. So this is a tiny face towel that I got as freebie with the bag, and it currently goes unused. But I was recently looking for a face towel, so I might as well just use this one. So this is an MP3, but the quality is just so low of the battery life and just the entire use of this thing. But it's basically kind of a regret purchase. I think I've used it for like 2 or 3 days. It's just a fun thing to have, but it's not nice to use.
I got this Anna coronation necklace, and since I'm collecting Anna coronation items and it's actually on display, it's a good purchase, and again, maybe for future Disney bound as well. So if I put all these categories in a pie chart, 20% of what I've bought are good purchases that I still use nowadays. Then we have a big part that's unused because I just don't know where to put it or where to use it for. So I had 2 items to adjust, and maybe then I can use them more often. Or they become an unused item. I have 2 items that I regret getting. About 30% I've already kind of discarded because they were actually regret purchases. So for Taobao, 20% of items are things that I actually use today. Sustain the book, back to you. So I actually also wanted to react to the other 2 Disney hauls that I've posted, but I feel like 1, the video would be too long by now, and 2, even though my goal was still to collect and buy things, my purchases were kind of thoughtful. For example, I started buying horse Tsum Tsums instead of getting all the Tsum Tsums that I like. Or when I look for a gift, I would buy food items because those are easily consumable and doesn't clutter up someone else's home. But still, if we're talking environmentally friendly and just in general cluttering up my house, in 4 years nothing much has really changed. So for the next part I actually wanted to show you each item and describe it, give it a score, but apparently it's 30 minutes of footage even after cutting down. So I'm just gonna speed it up. When I have something remarkable to say, I'll say it. Anyway, so here's a sped up version of my USA haul. but I must say that not everything is included. Like free gifts, cast member gifts, free things as items, things for my apartment, my Fitbit I forgot to include. These are all excluded in this part. That's very disappointing of the Disney shirt, because this is a very breezy fabric, but once you've worn it like 5 times, it's just very visible where you've sweaten, where you've worn your bag, and it just doesn't look alright. So while I do consider this a good purchase, I wouldn't buy a shirt with this kind of fabric. This shirt is kind of one of the reasons why I don't want to wait with buying merchandise, because at the end of the festival, when I wanted to buy this shirt, it was sold out, unfortunately, but they had it online, so I did have to pay extra to get it in the end. Of course it goes unused now because I can't really use it, but the good thing is, even though I want to get way more magic bands, the one with BB-8 and the one with Toy Story Land, I only got one because that's all I need. I do wish that I either chose to get this plate or the vest. I got the most basic Disney merchandise you can get before Jersey Spirits were a thing, but it goes unused. You know, deep inside I know this is a regret purchase, but it's just very hard to say it is. As I mentioned before, this is a very fragile fabric, and as you can see, it already stretched and it also decolorized. I got so much enjoyment out of it, but at this point it's just very sloppy to wear it. But I can see myself discarding this. It turned pink in laundry, and that hurts a lot. I could tailor this into a smaller size if I want to, and I think that would fix a lot of the issues. So this is a scarf that I got from Cost Connections. It's also from the Disneyland Shanghai collection. And while I didn't use it at first because honestly I forgot about it, I think it's a very nice backdrop for my upcoming videos. And the funny thing is, 1 year ago when I was in Shanghai Disney, I took a picture of this figure, but I couldn't buy it. And 1 year later I just bought it straight off in Cost Connections. I've been to Shanghai Disney, so that's why I justified all of my Shanghai Disney purchases. And I think this is also one of the last notebooks I bought before deciding that I want to actually make use of all my notebooks before I buy new ones. So I got this entire shelf to fill. I wish I either bought this mug or the t-shirt version. How much did I pay for this? Oh god. I like lanyards, so I want to say it's a good purchase that goes unused, but let's be honest and say this is a regret purchase. I bought a lot of these pieces of magic, basically kind of Lucky Charms, but then they ended up being very nice gifts for friends at home. The Disneyland version of the Passport collection, again waiting for a nice opportunity to display it. I kind of got it because I have the Parisian version. I'm gonna be honest and say this is a regret purchase. I think it's better to mark it as a regret purchase because I just can't get enough use out of it. I think a pin already gives me a lot of memories. These 10 are from the same collection and I just wanted to get Rapunzel, which is very unfortunate that I didn't get. I will get rid of all of them except the cats, Mickey and Minnie, Donald, and the frogs. I'm going to admit that I cried once while watching PhilharMagic. Before the DCP, I was really determined to post as many haul videos that I could, but that Anneke is no more. So these are the pie charts that I made. I made them in 5 categories based on location. Also 2 versions because I have one with the pins included and one without the pins included because they're so small and it was kind of influencing the numbers in a big way. But at the same time, I'm not sure if I have to look at it positively or negatively. Again, the longer that I look at these numbers, I'm not sure how reliable they are because I've excluded so many things that I've either already discarded or things that I just couldn't find. And I feel like a lot of gifts and free stuff that I have would influence these numbers a lot. There are so many ways to put these numbers in the pie charts, but the thing I really want to share is that there's still a big part of my purchases that either go unused or are just a regret purchase. Even though I look very positively towards my DCP purchases now, if you look at my reaction to my Taobao haul, there's only like 20% left of what I think is actually useful. And I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years all my DCP purchases would also go in the same direction as the Taobao pie chart. So being a materialistic person who has actually regretted not getting something, I basically took the opportunity of DCP to get everything I wanted. But as you can see now, I'm drowning in stuff and I'm not sure if it makes me happy, and I'm taking so much time and effort to trying to find a place for everything. And that's not even everything I got. So looking towards the future for me, what's next? When I returned from USA, as I mentioned, I started decluttering, including a lot of these Taobao hauls I mentioned. And again, in my case, I think a conclusion is that age and maturity has a lot to do with whether I can let it go or not. While I'm so connected to all the Disney merchandise I have right now, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years I'm able to let it all go. So for now, I try to lower the amount of things coming in. Between my program and now, I've been to a few theme parks that I've either been to, so I didn't have to buy as much merchandise as I used to, or I go to a theme park trip where I go to many theme parks I haven't visited before, but still I was able to limit myself to a glass that I actually needed, some postcards, a magnet, and just few limited items. I actually didn't buy pins or mugs or fabrics, something that I immediately go for when I get to a new theme park. But I realized it takes so much space, and that's not space I wanted to give to all these items. So outside of the theme park bubble, I do buy brand new things occasionally, but those are things that I really can't find secondhand. You know, I'm not going to rank all my purchases into these categories, although that would be a very nice year challenge. I think someone already did it on Reddit. But I really want to get to the 100% good and worthy purchases. There are things that I did well during my program. For example, taking pictures of the things that I wanted. Not only gave it me some satisfactory materialistic boost, but it also gave me the chance to rethink the purchase. This didn't work in one case, but for a lot of open edition items, I was able to get it at the end of my program if I really wanted it. Also, did I really want to transport and maintain a huge Baymax or 10 fragile ornaments? Also, I've known for years that I want to move abroad at some point, so accumulating this amount of stuff would be a very bad idea for now. I've known for years to declutter. The reminder didn't set in until I came back from the DCP. You know, I don't blame particular people for keeping on buying stuff. It's the way the society has grown, right? I hear my classmates talking about buying Disney merchandise, but catching up with some old friends recently, it was also about online shopping and just wanting particular things to spend money on. I myself, as I've mentioned, I'm a materialistic person. I love merchandise. I love gadgets, but at this point I'm just a 20-year-old trying to figure out the meaning of life. This is not a video telling you to stop buying anything, but it's just something to think about. So I leave all this information up to you, what you want to do with it. For me, it's just kind of like a vlog, a diary. Maybe in a few years I can look back at this video again and see how I developed. For now, I'm just gonna have an upside funnel, limiting the amount that comes in and decluttering as much as possible.